Assalamualaikum and hi, I am SITI NURDAMIA ZAFIRA. Today I am going to present my individual thesis review about disentangling digital preservation risks and interdisciplinary exploration and solution by Maureen in 2024. Digital information is a vital asset that requires effective preservation to ensure the long-term accessibility and authenticity of the information. However, because of the rapid technology change, such cybersecurity threats and emerging technologies present a major challenges to digital preservation. So, the problem statements state in this thesis, first is because of the technological obsolescence in digital preservation, such as the rapid technology change make the digital system and file format obsolete, and because of the library and archive face the risk of losing access to digital record, and the migration and emulation techniques reduce rate but remain insufficient. For the second problem statement state here is because they are not clearly defined and lack of understanding digital preservation risks, because risk is interpreted differently by archivists, by librarians and researchers, and because of the inconsistent understanding makes risk management difficult. The last problem statement here is because of the risk assessment framework and tools limitation, such as framework are rarely reused outside their originality institution, and many tools cannot reliably identify and assess risks. Let's move to another slide. So, research objective in this thesis is first to examine how rapid technology change and technological obsolescence affect reliable access to authentic digital material. Second, to manage and preserve digital collection for reliable reuse. And last, to assess the applicability and efficiency of risk assessment framework. For the research question in this thesis stated, first, how does technological obsolescence affect long-term access to digital asset? Second, how can digital preservation risks be represented clearly and consistently to strengthen flexible and comprehensive planning response? And thus, where should risk framework be integrated in digital preservation to ensure consistent risk management? After the methodology, so in this thesis, it used design science research (DSR) that introduced by Mark and Smith in 1995, but it followed the design science research process by Piffer et al. In 2006 to guide design, demonstration and evaluation. Also, the author, Maureen, he's developed a risk model or a reference model which called CHARM model, stand for conceptualizing, characterizing digital preservation risks. It's a reference model that developed glossary terms and assessment template. Also, the all information come from literature review and it's refined through the design-based method. So this research is conceptual, not the empirical study. You can see here, this is the design science research process provided by Piffer et al. The demonstration and guidance. First stages is identify problem and motivation. Second, they need to define objective. Third, design and development. Fourth is demonstration. Five is evaluation. And six is communication. Data analysis. First, for technological obsolescence, is file format decline due to the dependency, licensing, and compatibility, even with the migration and emulation. Second, clear define and lack of understanding digital preservation risk is potential loss and content in retrievability, authenticity, integrity, accessibility, and longevity. For risk assessment framework and tools limitation, because current models are unclear, repetitive, and weak, such as TRAC and ISO 16363, it used to assess whether a digital repository is trustworthy for long-term preservation, but it's required extensive documentation. Next, like framework logs, LOCKSS and INESCID, it used to identify threats to digital preservation, but it focuses mainly on threats rather than overall risk management. And DRUMPORA used to identify and manage digital preservation risks, but it is complex and time-consuming. After the discussion, it's kind of similar to data analysis. So, first discussion about technological obsolescence is because the outdated formats and hardware, such as WordPerfect and legacy system, is become unusable because the Microsoft is no longer can be supported, and because of the long-term access is fragile, even with the migration or emulation. Second discussion of unclear risk definition is because the organization interpret risks differently. Risks should be measured against retrievability, authenticity, and longevity, but vague definition causes fragmented practices. Last discussion about the framework limitation, it is because existing models are inconsistent and hard to apply in the organization. So, the recommendation first for technological obsolescence is to apply systematic migration and emulation. So, the organization, archivists, or librarians can store file in multiple formats such as PDF or TIFF, target image file format, and location for the future access. Recommendation for unclear risk definition is organization can use the CHARM models to classify risks such as the retrievability, authenticity, accessibility, integrity, and longevity. So it can provide a consistent assessment across the settings. Last, recommendation for framework limitation is Organization can merge overlapping checklists or integrate organizational and technological perspective into one useful strategy. To conclude, digital preservation risks come from technological obsolescence, unclear risk definition, and framework limitation. These challenges need clear concept, simplified framework, and stronger adaptability. Multi-format storage can help reduce obsolescence, while the CHOR model can ensure the constant risk assessment. So, with this step, institutions can keep their digital content still authentic, accessible, reliable, and can strengthening trust and longevity.